Okay, did you hear that?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's
So guys, I'm here with another interview of our Dreamcatchers. So actually, we now call them the Luminaries. So for us, Luminaries are Dreamcatchers who have already made it to the dream country. And that's why we call them Luminaries because, their stars have now taken a different dimension. They are supernova. They are so bright
Wow.
in the sky. Like,
Mm.
oh, like they're the stars of Bethlehem.
Wow.
Like they're the North Star pointing to the right way. And these two people were my students way back 2017, and look how far they've come. Right, that's like 4 years ago, and I'm still here in the
Wow.
Philippines. Okay. Oh my God.
Mm.
mm.
Have you done your swab test, sir?
You're doing
I'm
Any
getting
other
COVID.
symptoms?
Yeah, it just made me cough realizing that, like, what happened to all those years? Okay. All right. So, gosh, I gotta do something quick, right? Like, I gotta make it there, right? Okay. Anyway, so first of all, I'd like to introduce the guy. He was my student in intensive writing workshop way back 2016. Was it Gino? Or
2016,
2017?
yeah.
2016.
16, yeah. It was 2016.
Yeah, and
I'm
then
not
we
sure now,
met.
sir. It's been a while. As you've
It's
said, it's
been a
like
while.
4 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. And Gino right now has been in the UK for 3 years. He hasn't really come home yet, as he said.
Mm.
Right? Both of them haven't come home yet. Maybe you shouldn't yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah, just go order those like the what do you call them? The dealies and the ubi jam and the what? Just order it online. They're gonna bring it over to you. Don't come home yet. Anyway, and Gino is from Pangasinan. I think
Pangasinan.
I should have Gino introduce himself first. Yeah, you do the
Okay.
introduction of yourself. Gino,
So,
go Gino.
hello. Hello. As what Sir Juni said, my name is Gino and I'm working here in England now, particularly in RDNE Hospital in Exeter for like almost 3 years this coming October. And I work in the intensive care unit for like 16 months, I guess. So, yeah.
Oh my God! Like, are you still handling COVID cases now in
Um,
ICU?
at the moment, we got like one patient, I guess. But I haven't been like working in the COVID area for a long time, but at the moment we got like one patient when I had my shift 2 days ago. Yeah, we
Okay,
got like one patient in the intensive care.
okay. We're gonna talk about the COVID thing later. Because these people
Mm.
were part of it, right? Like you were in this major battle and you were in the front lines, right? Like you were in the center, right? And you were in the like you were making the first charge, like attack.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
God. Yeah,
It's
what an
it's like
experience.
if you watch Naruto, if you know this anime Naruto, I call it like the four great ninja war. Because like
Oh, okay.
it's like a gathering of everyone in the every staff in the hospital, even though your expertise is not on in the intensive care, then it's like really gathered. It's like a war, to be honest. And
Oh,
I call the
man.
I call the ward like, for example, if you're in the ward itself, like in the COVID side, I call it the battleground because
Oh,
whenever you're
wow.
there, it's difficult. It's not that
Yeah.
easy, and it's really exhausting at times. But thanks God, it's almost
Yeah.
over.
It's almost over. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about all of that later. Exeter, for the benefit of everybody who's not familiar with the geography, southwest, right? So
Yeah,
the
it's
island,
southwest.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the county is Devon, I guess, Devonshire, if I'm not mistaken, and then the city is Exeter. I think
Okay.
it's the heart of Devon, if I'm not mistaken. That's what they
Uy,
said, but I'm not really sure about that.
I see. I swear I didn't do this on purpose. I just got coffee and I got this mug.
Oh
So
wow,
Oh, very
I
low
didn't do
coincidental.
this
dose,
on purpose. Yeah, like
nice.
yeah, like so UK. Like let me hold it up for a while. Okay,
Yeah,
this
when I was still having my review before, so you keep on saying, "Oh, I want to go to England. I want to go to New Zealand," and until now,
yeah,
but
until
then you're
now.
helping a lot of yeah, but then you're helping a lot of students, aspirants as me, like me. So it's
Yeah,
like you've done a really great job. So
yeah,
you'll be considered as one
yeah,
of the legend of IELTS then one day.
yeah.
Mhm.
Like I'm waiting for my right karma to come. Right, like I
Right?
deserve it, man.
Of course you do.
I I deserve it. Like I should be there already by this time. And that's near Cornwall. So for the at the time we had this interview, like we just had the G7 summit. That was like a
Hmm.
month ago. Yeah, that
Yeah, I
was
think
where the
so.
leaders met. Like they had this picture by the beach there. So Cornwall there. Are you
Wow.
like far from Cornwall, an hour drive?
I think it's like if you have your own car, it's like 2 hours drive.
If you had your own
But the thing
car.
is, I don't have my car yet. I
Okay,
just
I don't
joined.
think
I
you.
just joined. I just joined the cycle scheme for 2 years now, so I just own my own own bikes.
Oh, you're
Because
doing cycling
hospital,
now.
yeah, I'm doing cycling because here it's kind of safe because they have their own cycle lane compared
Oh
to how
wow!
yeah they have
So
their
there.
own cycle lane,
Oh wow!
so it's safer compared to how
Yeah.
it is in the Philippines, I guess.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to
Oh
compare, okay, for the record, it's
yeah. Do
just
compare.
but I'm comparing actually. Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead and compare. Yeah,
yeah,
like
Yeah.
it's
maybe when I make it there, I'm gonna do something like that as well, right? I love
Oh, you
cycling. Like,
should, Sir Juni. You should.
yeah, like looking at the countryside, experiencing, like absorbing everything, right? And that beautiful weather. Do
Oh,
you do
mm,
cycling yourself, Giselle?
I used to, but now I'm driving, so no.
wow,
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. She's driving. Why cycle when you can drive?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And if
like
you can afford, why
yeah.
not?
Why
Yeah,
not?
let's talk about that stuff later, like investing in a car or whatever.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, and then the investments that you made, right?
mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, why that reaction? Okay. And the other one is Mom Giselle. So I call her mom. I think it's a force of habit because Giselle was also a student in intensive writing workshop. And then once she passed, we asked her to teach for a while in this review center in Baguio City. So
Oh,
I think it's pretty safe to mention the review center, right? This
I
is
think,
actually, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I don't think it's gonna hurt anymore, right?
No,
This is actually J.Ru's Review Center. I was the program developer for that review center. I did some teaching as well, and these two students were the earlier students in intensive writing. I think it was really a good idea to catch up with them after 3 years in the UK. So, Ma'am Giselle, I'm talking too much. So yeah, go introduce yourself, ma'am.
all right. So, hello everyone to those who are listening right now. My name is Giselle. I'm used to be one of surgery student who eventually turned colleague in the teaching pool for JRS Review Center. I do have some students who I'm still connected to, and I still happen to chat with them here in UK. I've been here in the UK for more than 3 years now, and I've been working in A&E down here in Surrey, southeast of London. That's about roughly about 40 to 45 minutes away to London, and we're
It's a
somehow
drive, right?
being
You're
no,
referring to a
it's
drive, a
train. If
train.
you do drive, it's gonna be lesser, like about half an hour or 20 minutes, depending though as to how heavy the motorway is. But technically, I don't drive the motorway just yet. I still take the trains. I
I
still
see.
trust the trains more than
Yeah,
my
and then
driving.
yeah,
So
I heard the
yeah,
train is always come on time, right? Like it's always on time.
well,
Like
using the public transportation here in the UK is absolutely, absolutely helpful to anyone who's coming in as a newbie in the UK, primarily
Yeah,
because they're always on time and they're very
right.
diligent with the schedule that they are assigned to. Unlike in our country, that
Uh,
every now and then it's just whenever the
yeah,
driver or the transport
there's no
pops up.
schedule. Yeah,
No, not at all.
no,
So you'll
they
be
just
very much
go and wait.
acquainted with the transportation here once you come to UK. So
Yeah, right. Uh, I remember a friend of mine, like she was showing this bus stop in
mm,
Birmingham, and then this bus stop had an electronic signage like bus is coming in 2 minutes. Whoa, that's
yes,
so nice.
yes, they do show the schedule, full schedule of any bus who happens to pass by on that certain bus stop location, and it gives you the idea how far they're gonna come or what's the next bus would be.
Oh
And they do
wow.
have like application
Yeah,
where you can download it and you can see it from your phone, whatever time the
Oh
bus will be
really?
arriving. So
yeah,
yeah.
they do.
Oh
Mm,
my god. Okay. Yeah,
So it's
that's
like,
actually gonna be like one of the parts of our interview, like life in the UK, the life in the UK part of our interview.
okay.
Lots of details on that. But Giselle, where are you from originally?
So I'm originally from Baguio, and I've been a student of yours 2017, if I'm not mistaken. 2017.
Okay.
Yeah,
Around a
and
year after Gina. Yeah.
I've left the country about a year after that. So parang nasa six
mm,
to eight months lang ako noon sa Jaros, and then I left them.
Ooh, okay.
oh,
I see. Where in Baguio do you stay, man?
I happen to live in Green Valley, so very near sa mountain area, Santo
Yeah, that's
Tomas.
really like a
mm,
foggy area, very windy,
Mm.
great views. Yeah. And then
Yep,
big
yep.
near Asin,
houses.
Asin, I guess.
Uh yeah, Asin is somewhere to the north, right? I think Green Valley is in the Marcos Highway area. Right.
Yes.
Marcos Highway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Gino, where are you from?
Oh, I'm from Pangasinan, sir. Yeah, it's like
Mm.
2 hours or
Asingan.
3 hours. Um, like 30 minutes from Asingan, so it's like
Mhm.
3 hours. So it's like a situate. It's like a farm area, it's like a mountainous
Mhm.
area as well. So we're in,
Yeah.
agriculture is our means of um, means of living.
Okay.
So,
I
yeah,
see. Very rural. Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Um, Gino was working. Gino, let's go into the IELTS experience. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Gino might look familiar to you guys because he just sent me a video and we just uploaded that video on the YouTube channel.
Yes.
Yeah, that video was taken when he was in Edinburgh on his
Yeah.
holiday. So,
Yeah. That was
yeah,
taken last year.
last
I think that
year.
was,
Yeah,
yes, start of like was September back then, I guess. Yeah. That was
right.
September last year.
And
So going.
I don't remember the details. Like what what you did mention was that like this was by the time we met, you were already in your third attempt or fourth.
Say
How
it
many
again, sir.
attempts was that? Which attempt were you in the IELTS? Like, were you already in the
I
fourth
Yeah,
attempt?
I think I started my review in IELTS. I think that was like January last 2017 or
Mhm.
2016. I don't know now. And then
Mhm.
I did the review. So I had to go to Baguio during weekends like Saturday and Sunday, and then do the review, and
Oh,
then come back um
oh, I
to
see.
my
You traveled back
province.
and forth
Yeah, every weekends.
weekends.
And it was really exhausting that time because I need to review
Wow.
and I need to work at the same time, but it didn't work out for me. And then
Mhm.
I met you, and then we did this like writing training on writing,
Yeah,
because that's the only
intensive writing workshop.
yeah,
Yeah.
because that's the only portion in IELTS that I couldn't make a band score of 7. And I think
At
we
that
did
time,
the
yeah, it was a seven at
yeah,
the
that
time.
time. Yeah, so we did the training for like a lot of times, I guess. Like I did more than 20 essays, if
Yeah,
I'm not
lots,
mistaken.
lots of
Yeah,
essays.
there
Yeah,
was a lot. And then,
yeah.
but during that time, I didn't really focus that much. I don't know why, because maybe I was into drinking a lot of times, I guess. And
Okay,
then
it was a
when I
drinking.
had yeah, and then when I had my I think that was second failure. I said, what am I doing? Like, I'm
Oh, I
stuck.
see.
And then that's the
Yeah.
time that I started to realize that I need to do something. So I did like do my part with the writing, and then
Writing. Yeah.
followed your advices, and
Yeah.
then
Ma'am Giselle, like, I think it was Gina's time when the 20 essays was being developed. He would email me, right? Back and forth,
yeah,
right?
and
Mm.
then
Yeah.
there were times wherein you give me this like the date where I need to send my essay writing, but then I couldn't just gonna make it because I don't know. It's just that I'm not that really 100% into it before. But as I've
Mhm.
said during my second failure, I said, "Oh, it, I need something. Something must need to be done."
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
like concentrate, do my research,
Right.
practice a lot.
So
Like
it was just writing. Speaking wasn't a problem. Reading was not a
yeah,
problem.
speaking wasn't a problem before. Reading and then
Mhm.
listening as well. But it's just the writing that I couldn't make 7 or even 7.5. It's
Mhm.
kind of hard back then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was.
it really was. There's a
Yeah.
point
Those
wherein
were
I
the
did.
days. Yeah. You were
Yeah,
saying,
I look
Gino.
at
Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. There was this point wherein I look at the mirror and then I ask myself, "Am I dumb?" Yeah, it did
Let's
happen.
answer
Yeah,
that question.
I was so down that time, and then as I've
Yeah.
said, yeah, and then I met you. We did the as I've
Intensive.
said, yeah,
Yeah.
we did the intensive training, and then as far as I remember, it was like one of the best Christmas gift that I had
Oh, it was
because
Christmas when you passed.
it was Christmas when I passed the exam. So
Oh,
after that,
wow.
I think that was January the next year. I took the CBT, the next
Okay.
exam to be able for me to come here in
Yeah.
England. But then
Mm.
during that time, um, I'm again reviewing, but at the same time, I didn't realize that my father that time was already sick because he's already like bedridden.
Mm.
So when I took my
Oh
CBT
my God.
exam, yeah,
Mhm.
it was like a roller coaster
Yeah.
ride in going here in England. And then when I took my CBT exam, well, while I was in, I think in NLEX, I did after my CBT exam. Um,
You were in LMEC.
one of my aunt texted me, and she said that my father just passed away.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
Oh
it's like
wow.
you know
Yeah. After
everything
your
that
CBT.
yeah after my CBT. So like everything that happened, it's like there's a catch
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
back then. So
Uh,
but then going back to it now, it's just that it's part of life, I guess.
yeah. Wow, what a nice story. Like
Yeah,
you
and
just
then
passed your CBT and you're on your way home.
I passed my CBT though after that. So it's like a
Okay.
catch. I didn't
I
consider
see.
it as a catch though.
Yeah. I remember you were telling me like I just need to take the CBT, but this is just a free throw. I remember
Mm.
that place, right? It's just a
Yeah,
free throw.
mhm.
I
And then
see.
when I passed my CBT, one of my friend back then, because I was already in England before when I used a student visa, they emailed me about there's an opening in RDN, and then I need to go to Manila to have the interview, and
Okay.
I passed the interview, and then I already had an employer back then. I'm supposed
Okay.
to go to no, not Liverpool, Blackpool NHS, one of the
Okay.
hospital in Blackpool. So I turned down that offer. I mean,
Okay.
and then I transferred here in RDNA, and then the rest is history until now.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah,
But Gino, you were working as a DOH nurse, right? You were telling me about, all the problems in health, right? Teenage pregnancy, and vaccinations, right? At the time, right?
yeah. I used to work in the public health. in the they call it here like community nursing, but back in the
Right.
Philippines, yeah, what I usually do that time is we sort of like looking for pregnant mothers, for
Yeah.
infants so doesn't have their vaccines yet, like they're not yet fully immunized. And then
Right.
especially like mostly on the primary care, like we do promote health, like basic health
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Wow. So that is your reward for all those hard years of sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
That's your
Yeah.
reward. Like you're reaping the fruits of your sacrifice for
Hmm.
others.
Yeah. And then when I first came in here back in 2018, I was assigned in a respiratory ward. So it's all about the lungs, sir, about
Oh,
those
Oh my
patients who
God.
are admitted due to smoking.
Oh, who's the smoker? Mom Giselle, you better stop smoking. I tell you, that's not good for them.
I'm just joking. So yeah,
someone's
I was.
guilty here. Someone's
Yeah.
guilty.
I have an anecdote for you. Like my brother, he had like COVID, and I was with him for like 2 days and nights. We were sleeping in the same room. I never contracted the virus. I think it's because of the smoking. Yeah, like COVID goes like, man, we better find another lung. I don't like it here. It's so smoky.
I have no space here at all.
I have no space here. This is not something you want to infect. I mean, this is bad enough. This lung is
But
bad enough as it is.
then, sir, isn't it? That's how I developed my. We had this like
Yeah, we had
smoking
the
session
smoking
after.
sessions, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Baguio
yeah,
when
yeah.
we
In
had
that
our
bath,
lunch before.
yeah,
That's how I
when we had
developed
our
my
lunch.
speaking skills, though.
Mm, in those smoking sessions.
Yeah, that we had before. That's how I.
Yeah,
Alam
because
That's
mo,
how I
like,
developed it.
alam mo this year, Junie.
yeah, we're not supposed to speak any word of Tagalog because
Yeah.
it's for your future. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I remember that balcony very well. And let's go to Mom Giselle. Mom Giselle, like, where did you study? I'm so curious. Where you at? SLU graduate?
No, no, no. I studied and finished my nursing in Baguio Central University,
Mm.
batch 2016. But there's a big but in
That's the
there.
one. Okay.
I'm just gonna clarify that I'm not included into that big issue during the 2016 leakage.
Oh, I
Oh, baka
see.
kasi,
Mm.
yeah.
I see. Why
2006,
was
sorry,
BCU
2006.
BCU was implicated in that?
2006, sorry.
Akala ko
Yes.
2007. There's
No,
another
no,
one.
2006, yeah, 2006.
2006.
So
yeah.
you didn't
So
have to retake your board exam.
no, I
Just that
didn't actually,
that.
sir. So the story about then was during the filing for June board, something went wrong with my transcript of record. So they couldn't
Yeah.
provide one for me. Among all the graduate, it was only me who has a problem with it. So I wasn't able
Mhm.
to really pass my application for the board exam. So then I had to
Mhm.
leave Philippines. I had to go and stay with my sister in Kuwait. I
Mhm.
spent there all my, all the things that I could have been doing in the Philippines. And then come the result, it happens that there was a reason for it to happen actually, for me not to be included in that circus drama during the board exam. So
Okay,
after
wait.
that,
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I came home and then took my first board exam during the November 2006. And that's when I passed my exam. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, okay. I see. Where did you work
Mm.
all that time, ma'am?
At that time, I wasn't still licensed, but after gaining my license, I managed to get a volunteer spot for Philippine Military Academy
Oh, I see. How long was
because
that?
I was aiming to be at least a military nurse. It's just so
Oh.
during my exposure in PMA, I couldn't pass my physical exams. I guess I was really not up for it. So
Mm.
by the end of my 6 months, I tried to apply. I failed for it. So I stayed another 2 months, and then I had to let go of that military dreams. So I had to step out.
I
And then
see.
I applied for the hospital, and that's when I worked. in a private hospital in Santo Niño. I don't know if you've ever heard it, but
Yeah.
it's already closed now. They shut it down.
Where is that, Santo Niño?
Lower P. Burgos. During the COVID pandemic in Baguio City, that's when they reopen it for COVID
Mhm.
patients, I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Mhm.
So the IELTS that you took, what's your first?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Mm.
What did you score, man?
What's that, sir?
What
Okay,
did you
wait lang.
score? What did you score, man?
In which exams?
Uh, in all of them.
Oh, in all of them.
Yeah.
Uh oh, with my IELTS, you mean?
Your IELTS, yes.
Oh, I had a bit of a struggle with my writing. Same with Sergino.
Mhm.
I've retaken my IELTS a couple of times before I successfully had a 7.5
Mm.
writing. Yeah, but the rest I often get them 9, 8.5, 8. All those.
Oh,
And then now they're
okay.
accepting 6.5, isn't it?
Exactly. Just after all the struggle,
Ah,
they change it to
yeah.
6.5.
After a
It's a bit.
year, I guess.
Mm.
I should have
Yeah.
waited for a year.
No, no.
But it's okay.
Had a year's head start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's for the common good of our, you know, Filipino nurses
Yeah.
as well. For them to come
Yeah.
Okay.
in.
So that was a third attempt, the one that you nailed.
Uh, no, yes, yes. Actually, Sir Juni, to be honest, it wasn't like really a first attempt. Eh. As I've said, I've taken them a couple of times before I was introduced to your intensive workshop. And I remember
Okay.
during that intensive workshop, I had to do more than 20 essays, and
Mm.
it was really a hard one because you really have to produce essays every day as much as
Mm.
possible if you really want to get that 7
Yeah.
in writing.
Yeah.
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 When I took the exam, again, it was 6.5. I was marked down to 6.5, and I was really frustrated then. But then I didn't give up on that. I still went through with Sir Juni, and then when I took the second attempt, that's when I nailed it. I got the 7 point.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the UK part. I like this part. Okay.
Oh.
When did you arrive? When did you arrive, Gino? By the way, Gino is right at his. Is that a porch or a garden? It's a garden, right?
Yeah, it is a
Garden.
garden, but
Okay.
I haven't cut the grasses yet. I don't have the
Oh,
time, so I
you're
couldn't show
supposed
you
to
the
do
grass.
that.
Yeah, I couldn't do it at the moment. I'm too lazy to do anything at the moment. I just want to lie down here and then just relax, I guess. So yeah, I've been here for 3 years now. I came here way
Mm,
back in September 2018. So in
mm.
2 months' time, I will like 3 years, I guess. 3 years, yeah.
Mm. Mhm.
Okay.
So yeah, I've been here for like 3 years. As I've said, the transition is not that hard for me because I've been here before. I was a student
Mm,
visa, and so I gained some friends. Back then, when I was still in the Philippines, we already had like communication through Facebook. So whenever they do had their vacation,
mm.
they always contact me, and then we just go anywhere
I
in the
see.
Philippines. Yeah, so some of my friends are from the south, like they're from Jensan. Some are from Bacolod as well. Those
Okay.
friends of mine that I met here in Exeter. So yeah,
So
they
when you
usually
got there, you got in touch with them right away.
yeah they were all happy. They provided my stuff, like some gave duvets. Some did some groceries for me. Some invited me for
Really?
drinks right away.
Aww.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then
Wait. I gotta ask the smoking thingy. Is that
hmm?
hard to do in the UK?
Say it again, sir.
Finding places to smoke? Is that hard?
No,
No.
no,
There's
not
some
No.
really. No, not
there's
really.
some
Really?
designated places wherein you can smoke, but you can't smoke anywhere. But some are like they don't follow rules as well. But it's kind of better here.
Yeah, my
It's
kind
like
of place.
yeah,
Okay.
that's why
So
you need to
when did
be
you
here
stop
soon.
smoking?
I don't. I used to smoke before, but that was like a year ago. Then I just decided to stop because I look after these COVID patients, and they just die in front of my
Oh,
face.
I see.
So it's kind of difficult, and then just made me this realization that I need to like look after myself as well. Like
I
if these
see.
things happen, if these things happen to them, it's like it could happen to me as well. So to be able for me
Yeah.
like to be able for me to like stay here in England for a long time. So I need to look after myself as well. Like take care of yourself,
Right.
cut your vices, but not the drinking one. Because
Come on.
yeah, but with the
You
smoke,
gotta commit. Like no drinking as well. That's so unfair.
Oh, that's
yeah,
hard, Sir Juni. That's hard.
it's
Okay.
hard. Yeah,
Excuses,
especially if you're in
excuses.
a cold weather. If you stay in a cold weather, you can't stop that one. And you
Yeah,
need it.
you cannot
But
not drink. That's
yeah,
impossible.
Okay. That
but with the
sounds like an
smoking,
excuse. Okay. All right. First impressions when you got to the UK.
oh, it's like living the dream. To be honest, like you can have that financial freedom in the long run. Like in the
Mm.
Philippines before, you're just having like what? I'm not trying to belittle the salary for nurses in in the Philippines, but it's the reality though. Even if you work
Right.
in the
It's a
government,
reality
because
though.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I used to work in the government, like in they call it now I think NDP, Nurse Deployment Program. It's like
Yeah.
correct me if
How
I'm
much
wrong.
do those nurses get?
Yeah, to those nurses who are like enrolled in your in this
Mhm.
Einstein group, sir. I think they're having like a salary of like 40,000 pesos at the moment. But back then, when that was like 3 years ago, I'm earning like 30,000, 31,000,
Mhm.
30 to 31,000 after tax. But then that one is not enough because you need to raise a family as well, and then you need to
Yeah.
earn for yourself for the future. So
Right.
I
Yeah.
decided to I decided to come here in England, and then you're gonna earn as much as you want as long as you're gonna
What
earn
was? Yeah.
as long
This
as
is
you
the
work
fun
for it.
part.
Yeah,
Oh,
as long
let's
as you
talk
work
about
for
this
it.
part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
during the first year when I had my pin, they call it pin here or your ID.
Your
I had it.
personal
Yeah,
identification number. Yeah.
yeah. I had when I had it. Then you need to for like on our hospital, like you need to like work there for like 3 to 5 months. And then when I had my first, what's that mom again? How do you call it? The first, not it's not CPD. Your first interview, like for you've been here for like a year or like less than a year,
Is
then
that,
you're gonna have
is that your annual review? Is it?
yeah, it's like an annual review. And then I asked my matron if I could do bank shifts because it's already been like some of my colleagues here before they're already talking to me about doing bank shift to earn extra money. So that's what I did. I asked my matron if I could do bank shifts, and then she said that you're entitled now to do bank shifts. Then I applied for bank shifts, and then that's the fun part because you're gonna earn more
Okay.
apart
What's
from
the
doing it.
highest that you've ever had? Let's just ask
Three
that question. The highest that you've ever had. Yeah.
as in my
Like,
entire
did it ever reach 5,000 pounds?
hmm,
Have you ever had that kind of salary?
I had, but after tax, it will just gonna be like 3.5, I guess, 3.5, 3.8.
Oh, you did. Okay. Did
Mm-hmm.
it go even higher?
I don't do that
Come on,
much.
tell us, tell us, tell us, tell us. Go on.
It could
No,
actually
sir, that
could reach,
was
I guess, it
before.
could
Like,
reach, but
What's that one?
it
What's that,
could
Jacob?
reach up to a certain point of 5,000, as you may say it. But the thing is, we get tax after tax after
yeah.
tax. So the take home pay
Mhm,
usually doesn't really stay at 5,000. If
Mm-hmm.
we, by
mhm.
total, we have 5,000 after tax and all the insurance and all that has been taken
Mm-hmm.
out. We only take home about 100.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Something like
Okay,
that.
not bad,
Yeah.
not bad.
Not
So
bad
this
though,
is the
compared to what you have in the Philippines.
yeah, that's like so for the benefit of the listeners, that's like a exchange rate of 60, right? Or even more, right?
69 actually, as of
Oh
today.
my
Oh,
God! Oh my
wow,
God!
69.
Yeah,
Whoa!
Nice.
Let's
you know my
send some
father-in-law.
money. Send some money.
69, nice.
Yeah,
We're
go
back.
order
We're
that.
back to 69 because
Oh,
recent
wow.
months we've been struggling because it keeps going down to 66, which is kind of depressing because that's at least what 20 pesos an addition
Mhm.
when we send some money back in the Philippines. But at least today, as of today, it's 69.60. So that's a
Would
big,
you
Okay.
big
imagine?
change.
Isn't it?
Wow.
100
Go.
pounds,
Yeah, go
1,900
order that
pesos.
those dried fishes and danggit and whatever. Go order it. Yeah, so that's like okay, let's go conservative. That's like 60. So
Mhm.
£1,000 is like 60,000 pounds, and then you net like 3,000. So that's like 180,000 pesos. That's a month's pay.
Mhm.
Okay. All
But you
right.
have, but you need to consider as well, sir, your bills, like your
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
So
So
so in my case,
yeah,
if
yeah.
I'm
Let's talk about
earning,
the bills. Like
like for example,
that,
in my case,
yeah.
I don't do a lot of hours now in terms of working because I just said to myself that I need to look after to myself as well. So I'm just like earning at the moment like roughly 2,500 a month,
Okay.
which
Not
is
bad.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not,
Not
that's already after
not
tax.
stressed. Not
No stress,
No stress.
happy
Okay.
uh,
lang.
Mhm.
relaxed. Yeah, I see.
So
Like
if it's like
hanging out in the garden sometimes,
hanging out in the
stuff like that.
garden, yeah,
Enjoying the good weather. Yeah, and then that's 130,000.
yeah. And
Yeah.
then you just,
Wait, but to clarify to the listeners, Sir Juni, to the rest of
Mhm.
the students that you have there who's planning to come to the UK, just do know and take note of this that on top of whatever we are taking from our salary, we have to pay certain bills, and that's the
mhm,
regular ones that we are cashing out every
Mhm.
month. So we pay not only the house rent, okay, but we pay
Okay.
also our council tax. That's our normal tax here in a certain county that you have to
mhm,
share in relation to paying your police service and all that.
Okay.
We also
I see.
pay technically also our gas, our
Yeah.
electricity, our water, and of
Okay.
course we pay for our internet or even the TV license if you
mhm.
happen to. So
Oh, okay.
it's a
And your
bit
mobile phone
bigger.
as well.
Yes, and
Mobile
your
phone.
phone, even
And
your
it
internet
depends
and all that. So,
with what phone do you have. Like if you're
Oh, I
having
see.
a high-end
mm,
Okay.
phone, like
I want to go into the details of all of that. But can we just isolate your mobile plan and then your rent, right? Because
mhm.
okay.
the rent is the big one, right? The rent is the big one.
The
Yeah,
rent
but
is
So,
the big one. It
you can
depends
share it though with
on your situation, though. It depends on your situation. I guess for the Sir Gino, since he is sharing it with other three people in a house, that's a bit much
yeah.
cheaper. And with
Mhm.
yeah.
whatever place you are in, I think that's cheaper. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sir Gino, but I think your place is a bit far from London, so it's a bit
Yeah,
cheaper house
it
Yeah,
price.
is.
Yeah. But
I
as
think
I
the
compared
see.
to
average,
where I am now, very close to
mhm,
London, a
it's
one
kind of
bedroom house
expensive.
here, like what I'm renting at the moment, me and my partner is
Mm.
renting, we are paying at about £900 already for a
Mm.
one bedroom apartment.
Mm.
So it's a
Oh,
bit
I
Except for
see.
the
expensive
bills as well, isn't it?
without
Except
the bill.
without the bill.
Without
So
Okay.
the bill.
roughly, oh, it's too expensive.
So
Yeah.
I guess
Here,
it helps a lot that the partner is also working as a nurse, right?
Oh yeah,
Kind of helps a
definitely.
lot.
You share for everything that you
Okay,
have.
I see.
Yeah.
But ma'am, 900 sounds really pricey. So you did mention you were gonna move, right? So is this a cheaper place you're gonna move to?
Uh, not really.
Not really. Okay,
Not really, because we're getting a
it's
bigger
nicer.
place. Bigger place means a bit of a higher. So we're gonna be paying for like 1100 every month now.
And so why
Uh,
did you choose that
which is
place?
yeah. The reason that we choose the place is we need a bigger space. Uh,
Mhm.
for a very special preparation next year, so we need that space for.
Okay,
Mm.
what's that? I'm so intrigued. You're 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 planning
It's
to
for
have
the
a
wedding.
baby.
No wedding.
Oh, I see. Oh my God. Like, I hope I'll find myself in the UK by that time. Like, I'm gonna go over there and like Yo!
Please do.
Yes.
Come over.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, but
Yes,
both of you are nurses, right? So that helps a lot, right?
it
Really
does.
helps a
It
lot.
does actually.
But
Especially
where
that
did
we do
you?
extra shifts, so it helps as well.
Oh, okay. So the high figure that you mentioned, 3,035, that's bank shifts.
Yes, because
Okay. And bank shifts on weekends and bank
uh,
shifts on holiday weekends.
oh, oo, kasi they have different rates here eh. When you're doing
Mhm.
extra shifts, if you're doing it on a weekend, that's another rate
Okay.
as compared when you're doing it during the weekdays. So
All
to
right.
those people who are very much keen into earning money, they usually do the night shift because of the night
Okay.
enhancement,
Yes.
as well as
Oh
the
my
Mhm.
weekend
God.
because of the weekend
Yeah.
rates.
Okay. And a holiday weekend night shift, right?
Yeah. So imagine two rates in one go. So not bad.
Okay, so wait, what's the average rate of band six nurse? Are you band six nurses or band five nurses?
On top of band five, so nearly about band six, yeah.
Okay, so is that like 17 pounds an hour?
Yeah.
17 pounds.
70. Sorry,
Okay.
no, no.
Is it
18 point.
higher?
Yes, higher.
Oh, okay. I
Wow,
see.
18 pounds. Nice.
Wow, nice.
The,
Okay.
yeah, the thing is,
She gets
I'm
18
from
pounds.
Southwest, so
Yeah, but you're from South. Yeah,
because
right.
Mom Giselle is from yeah, Mom Giselle is like near London, so the
I
Mm.
see.
I think the rate is much yeah. There's a
Mhm.
big
It's just
difference
because
with when it comes
we're
to
close
the
to
hourly rate.
London. Yeah, they had to put
Mm,
on a 5%
Mm-hmm.
London rate on
okay.
top of it.
So a holiday shift is like
Mm.
200%, correct?
Depends.
Really?
Depends
Can
on
it go higher?
the
Wow. What's the night differential? How many percent? Are you aware? 30%? I mean,
uh
guys,
Sir, in my
these
case,
people, they're at that point where they no longer compute stuff anymore. Like, there's just so much
yeah.
money. Like, yeah, like let's not bother. Let's not sweat the small stuff. Like, the money's just there. Let's just keep on working.
as long as it's coming in every week, that's fine.
Yeah, they just keep coming in. So what's the use of like? It's not like in the Philippines, right? Oh my God, I gotta budget this money. This has gotta reach the end of the week, man. So like, I can only afford a jeepney ride back and forth. Like I shouldn't, I shouldn't take the train. Like I'm just gonna take the jeepney. I'm gonna wake up really early for the. I can't
Pwede,
even
but yeah,
afford.
you can do that. You can do that.
I see. Okay. All right. And then, Gino, what's your rent? Because
At
Gino
the
is
moment,
sharing with four others, right?
three, three of them.
Three others. Okay.
Yeah. So we're renting the flat. It's like 1,300, I guess. That's
Mm.
excluding council tax and other bills as well. So
Mhm.
at the moment, I'm just paying like 450, including bills as well. So it's like 450 a
Oh,
month. So it's not that bad though, because the average one, I think 2-bedroom flat here in Exeter, it's like 750. That's excluding other bills as well. So it's
oh,
not that bad, yeah.
I see.
But
And
then
then
you can
everybody
still
gets their
save.
own room.
Yeah, they have their own rooms. It's like the one that we're renting at the moment. It's like 4-bedroom house, 4-bedroom flat.
Oh, I see. And then
Mhm.
it's like a big room. It's comfortable, right?
It is, yeah.
It's a
I wish I.
standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. Okay. Yeah, like I hear that from Saudi nurses. Like in Saudi, you have to share your rooms, right? But here in the UK, you get your own room. So
Oh,
nice.
yeah. For me, coming from Kuwait, I've worked there for 6 years and I had to share
Oh,
a
Mhm.
full-size bedroom with a colleague of mine. So you can't really have a privacy when it comes to that
Mhm.
point. But coming
Yeah.
in, I was really very much surprised that you can actually have a very decent, modest double-sized
Yeah.
bedroom for yourself. So
Yeah,
big
and it's
change.
like a big bed, like a queen size bed. It's not like single bed that, yeah. Wow, or a double decker or something like that. Whoa,
Mhm.
these are minimums. Wow, okay. Whoa, and then what's the speed of your mobile plan? Or
Hmm.
it's so fast you don't even bother to know, right? I mean, it's never a problem. It's so fast, you
It never is a problem with regards to the speed. It's not an
know.
issue. But
Yeah,
as
Okay.
to
it's
which
never an issue
provider
here.
you're gonna choose, that's what is the issue. Which provider, I guess.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. And so, what do you have at home? Giselle, what do you have at home? What's your
The
speed?
one that we're using here is actually the Sky broadband. So it's
Mm.
pretty much like the one in Baguio. If I can just mention that our cable provider there, that they can
Mhm.
give you the license for the TV, but it comes with the Wi-Fi. But in our
Mm,
case, we didn't really get into the television part because we just use our Netflix account anyway. So I don't really watch
okay,
British programs here that much unless
I
it's
see.
interesting.
Oh,
That's the main
okay.
one.
So even in the UK, Netflix is hot, right? And
Oh,
like
very much, very much. During the
very
pandemic,
much.
Netflix is a one big thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, correct.
Mm.
Uh, does your speed reach 100 Mbps? Are you aware?
Speed?
Yeah,
How do you say
because
it? Sir?
me, like my connection is at 50 Mbps. Uh, that's good enough for me, being alone. What's
Mm.
your speed? Are you aware?
Actually, in my case, sir, I'm not aware with that
Mhm.
Mm.
because the
It's so
internet,
fast that you
yeah, it's
never
so fast
even
there.
bothered
Yeah,
to know.
you don't even have to because when I was still in the Philippines, I used to download movies, and it takes me like 3 hours, 4 hours, depending on the if it's like PLDT or what Globe. But here in England, you don't have to do that because it's just one click and then it's just gonna play right away.
Oh,
So
I see.
so when
Okay,
it
so
comes to
nice
that
to know.
so when it comes to that mbps, I'm not that really I
Mhm.
don't know anything about it. I'm not really that aware, to be honest, sir.
Okay,
True,
all right.
true.
Let's leave the internet. Giselle, how is work? What's the work environment like? Heavenly.
Ah, to be honest, it was a bit of a shocking to me coming from Middle East.
45.
It was a shift change because here they recognize you as a nurse, they respect you as a nurse, and they
Mm.
give you the
Oh, I
surgeon
hear about
opportunity,
that a lot. Yeah,
the
I hear about that a lot.
respected meal times.
Okay.
Respected meal times here is the best, meaning to say, surgeon, is that when one staff is allocated already as to what time they're gonna go for their break, they have to
They
do
have to go
their break
for your
and
break.
they have to complete
Oh,
the necessary time that is meant for the break. You are not allowed to come out of the staff room unless you're finished.
I see.
So
Everybody
it's a bit
respects.
a different, like a culture shock to me with regards to that. And they really do have
Oh,
they prioritize your well-being. So whenever you say you're not coping well, they can talk to you and then send you home.
wow. So nice. And
Yeah.
what about like going home, since you mentioned that? Like in the Philippines, I mean, going home is like, I mean, we're supposed to go home by 8, but that's gonna be like 10.
Yeah, and
Ah,
then it's
it's still different here because as soon as you
Mhm.
finish the shift and as soon as you hand it over all the patients that you take care of, you're done.
Mhm.
You need to go home. You're out of the department. And when
Okay.
when the new staff still sees you around, they're gonna keep on
Oh,
bothering you and they're gonna breathe over your neck and just gonna catch you and say, go
go
home," because
home.
then your shift is
oh,
done. Yeah.
oh, wow. How
Mm.
nice.
It is. It
And
is
How
actually.
nice.
one
Like,
thing here as well,
yeah,
sir,
hype.
I think whenever you do like an extra hour, like for example, if you go like your shift will gonna finish like at 8, and then you're still there, and then you get and then you have to finish something, they're gonna do some sort of like time owing. Are you familiar with that, Ma'am Giselle? Time owing, isn't it? They're just gonna deduct your hours the next time that you're gonna have your shift.
Yes.
And then
Because
I
they
see.
don't pay us here, Sir Juni, with overtime. They don't. So what
I
they
they
do is
don't.
whatever the extra hours that you've done in that particular shift, they're just gonna
Okay.
accumulate it. And once you manage to collect for, let's say, about 6 or 8 hours, they're gonna take that
Uh,
off in your schedule. So that means your additional 1 day off.
okay.
That way.
I
So
see. Whoa.
yeah.
You know, I don't know if you remember, what do they call that in the Philippines? In the Philippines, we call that puro abono.
I think that's the
TY,
same thing. I think that's a
TY.
TY. Yeah,
TY
TY.
overtime,
TY.
TY
Yeah,
overtime.
Yes,
I
thank
heard a
you for
lot
TY.
of
your
that.
generosity. Well,
Yeah,
Thank you for generosity,
thank you for working for free there.
true.
I
and it's
Yeah,
see.
not paid, but here it's
Okay.
paid.
exactly.
Yeah,
Gina, is it the same in your work environment? Like respect?
yeah.
RESP, sitting?
You're what you're doing for the patient, you're being acknowledged, and
Mm.
then much respect as well. Like if you've done well on your job, they're gonna send you some cards. They're gonna give you some freebies. Like
Wow.
now in because after the COVID, where um they're giving us like sort of like freebies at the moment. Like the last one that I had was they gave us this like a water bottle with the name with the like a specialized one. So
Mhm.
your the things that you do for your patient,
These are
especially
from
if
the
you,
patients.
yeah, from the patient and from the department as well where you work. So they're giving us like some sort of like cards, chocolates, and all
Yeah.
sorts.
Okay,
So you're
I see.
being recognized here and acknowledged,
Nice.
and
Okay.
then the way you work with the doctors as well, it's kind of different. Like you have you have your voice. Like for example, if
Oh,
you want to ask,
totally agree, Sergino. Totally agree. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
for example, you
Here,
want to ask,
nurses and doctors are in the same level.
yeah, you
Really?
work hand
No
in
one is
hand.
above. No one is above you unless you're the CEO, of course. But when you work
I
with
see.
them, with the doctor, they tend to listen to you because you're the first hand with the patient. So they
You
basically had to they have to really
rely on
rely
your
on you to
assessment
be
as
the
well.
first one to assist the patient. So yeah,
Oh,
as compared
wow.
to the Philippines where doctors are boss and nurses are this.
I
Now
see.
here we happen to be meeting in the middle, so it helps a lot.
So nice. I see.
Mm.
There's a wave of Asian hate. Does that happen in the UK? The way
Not
Um,
we've
here
heard
in,
about in the States, right? It's not in the
yeah,
UK.
we
You
don't
don't
have that much
experience
here in
that.
Australia. We don't here
You
in
don't.
Exeter, but I don't know in London or maybe in Surrey. I don't know about it. But
Okay.
here in where I live, we don't have that Asian hate,
I
and
see.
they,
So it's so
yeah,
nice to know.
mm-mm.
Okay. The salaries you mentioned, that's like basic 36, 37, 39 hours a
seven
week.
point five hours in a week.
37.
37.5 hours in a week. So that's
In a
just
week,
like
yeah,
3 days work, right?
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
basic
Okay.
hours, and then on top of that,
I
you're gonna
see.
have your like overtimes, and then if you join the
Okay.
bank, then you will be paid for bank shifts as well.
All right. Okay. Um, what do you do the rest of the week? I mean, all of a sudden you have so much money and so much time.
Money,
Uh,
Fine.
I have so
Yeah.
much money and I
so
have so
much
much
money.
time. Yeah. So
Mm.
what do you do? What happens to the rest of the week?
Well, we do errands. We're still human, so we do errands. We still laundry. We still do the cleaning and all that stuff.
Okay.
But on top of that, we find ourselves, di ba, Sir Gino, if you say yes to this, we do travel
Mm-hmm.
because there's a lot of
Yeah,
places in UK that you
Uh,
can just go with a train, or if you're driving, you can just drive
that's
around
that's
and just
that's
go.
the best part of being here in England.
Yes,
the
Traveling,
travel.
you're gonna
travel.
appreciate. You will
Because
appreciate everything.
it's so easy to get around, right?
Of course,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
And it's
I
not that
see.
expensive as well. It's not that
Oh
expensive.
wow. I see. Okay. Uh, and so that's why you took up hobbies, like Gina's mentioned about cycling, right?
Yeah, I do cycling, but not at the I feel lazy at the moment.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah,
but
you
I
can
do
afford to
cycle
be
at times.
lazy, right?
Yeah, I do cycle at times, and then at the moment we're just playing badminton, playing
Oh,
basketball, but
oh,
not that
okay.
much. Because sometimes we just go for travel. Like as
I
I've said,
see.
I went to Liverpool like two weeks ago, and it
You
was,
did.
yeah, I was so
Yeah.
fascinated with the view as well. Like the
Okay.
one, the Beatles, the statue of
Beatles.
Beatles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I know the Beatles quite a lot because my parents were crazy with the Beatles. Anyway, they used to have all the records of the Beatles.
Mm.
Anyway, yeah. And Giselle, you mentioned about the car. So you took up driving? Is that what you did?
Well, I used to drive back in the Middle
Oh,
East
you
anyway,
did.
so it
Mm.
wasn't
Okay.
really a first time for me. It just so happens that I have to master my courage switching from right to left.
Right. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
sorry,
the
left to right,
part.
left to right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
left to
so
right.
in
Yeah,
you we drive on the right side of the car, so it gave me a bit of a hard time switching to that.
I
But
see.
then once you get onto it and you're already on the road, then it's pretty much the same actually.
Oh, okay. So
Mm.
you're on the right side of the car and on the left side of the road.
Yes. Yes.
That's so confusing to me. Okay. Like, can you imagine driving in a country road and then, oops, I gotta be in the left side of the road.
Well, in our area, it's a bit of like a countryside
Mm,
area. So it's typically pretty much the same that you're saying. So whenever you go to a much farther area from where I am now, it's gonna be
mhm.
really treated in a one way kind of country road.
Oh,
So
okay.
you really have to
I
be
see.
focused on your spaces and all that. So
I see. Was it hard to get a license in the UK?
uh well, pre-COVID it wasn't, because you just have to manage yourself to pass the theories and then the practical, pretty much the same as to whichever country you're in. But during the COVID times, they had to stop because, of course, you can't do
Yeah,
face-to-face practical exams. So then
yeah.
Mm.
it had a bit of a backlog of all the applicants. So whoever
Right.
were on hold last year are still taking their
Mm-hmm.
exam entire
Oh
stretch
my
of the
God.
year. So
Oh my God.
I still don't have my practical exam yet
I see.
scheduled.
Mm.
Okay. I see. Let's talk
Mhm.
about COVID. All right. So
Oh,
we all know UK was really hard hit, right?
It
So how
was.
bad was it? Were you already in Surrey at the time of yourself?
I was, and during the COVID years, it was really hard because as a staff nurse in A&E or ER in the Philippines, that's what we call in, we're the first base.
first line
So
of defense. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm,
getting them is really harsh. We I've seen worse, and when I say worse, it's really is worse. We see a lot of
Dead people.
patients who are actually on the brink of death.
I see.
um all those sort of patients, yeah, we've seen a lot of them, and it was a bit of traumatizing as well because you see
Mm-hmm.
all different of ages trying to struggle to just get a breath of
Feeling.
life, but then no, regardless of what you do, regardless of what treatment you can give them, at the end of it, when they go to ITU, that's the end of it.
I
Yeah,
see.
especially when
ITU,
they're
of course.
ventilated.
Hmm.
If they're
ITU
ventilated,
refer
yeah,
ITU
like
refers to intensive. What's ITU,
intensive
guys?
uh ITU is actually their intensive care unit here in the
care unit.
UK.
Yeah,
Yeah, intensive.
What does the
it's
T
like
stand?
ICU in the Philippines. It's like ICU in the Philippines. It's the same. It's just the term that they use.
What
Mm,
does a T stand for? Therapy.
therapy.
Okay. Come on, guys. All right. And what's A&E? You mentioned ER, right? So what's
Accident and emergency.
Emergency.
okay? I see.
Mhm.
All right. Did you get the virus yourself, Ma'am Giselle?
Oh, no, no, no. I
Oh,
owe that
okay.
to taking gene actually.
Okay.
No,
All
thank
right.
God I've never had it. Although
Mm,
for the past COVID year, I've had the symptoms, but I've never had the actual virus.
mm.
Mainly because I think the symptoms were just the regular flu things that I
Okay.
get.
Yeah.
What vaccine did you get?
I had the complete dose of Pfizer.
Oh, same
Oh,
with me. I had
oh,
Pfizer.
so
Yeah.
nice.
The funny thing is, Sir
Yes.
Wow.
Julie, my first
Mm.
vaccine, the first question that I asked to the vaccinator is it contraindicated to alcohol? And when she said no, okay then, give me my first vaccine. That's the first thing that I asked because I remember I took my first vaccine a day before Christmas, so it's on the 24th of December. So 24th of December, you're
Hmm.
gonna have some party.
Oh,
So that's the first
yeah.
Yeah.
thing that I asked. Yeah. So it was so
Okay.
funny. It's all about the drinking all the time.
That's the most important question. And
Yes.
then, how was it in your case, Gino? Like you were way out in where are you again? Cornwall,
Exeter, Exeter, sir.
Exeter.
RDN.
How was it
Yeah.
in
As I've
at
said,
first?
I think I joined the in the ITU. I think though I started my shift there. I think January 2020. So that was like just the start of COVID.
Mhm.
So I was like really
Oh,
thrown into the deep end, to be honest, because
wow! I
that
like
time
that with you.
yeah, I don't know yet
Yeah.
how to handle patients who are ventilated. So I need to step up my game as well. So little by little, then I learned how to, it's like
Yeah.
a blessing in disguise as well at the same time. But during that time, it was so hard for me because the breaks as well, it's different because I do night shifts. Like compared to the
Yeah.
breaks that we had before, it's different because you need to look after like the ratio for patients like 1:2. And then I heard some um stories as well, like I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, Ma'am Giselle, like in London, they're like having like 1:5 ventilated patients, which is not that safe back then.
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
have a
Mm.
so
sister, a younger sister who works in London, and she happens to work in ITU as well, or ICU. They were
mhm.
Mm.
exposed to having 5 to 6 patients to look
Oh, I
after,
see.
which is ideally
Imagine,
here in the
sir,
UK. They are only allowed one patient is to one nurse, which
one
is
is to
the
one
ideal
nurse.
way. Yeah, yeah. So
Okay, I
it was really
see.
So
hard.
it was so hard that time, sir, because one thing as well is you're gonna experience like patients who are dying and their families are not with them.
Allowed.
Yes,
So that's
that's
the
hard.
the
That's tough.
most difficult part. Like I remember I had this one patient and then he's like 70, 80 years old, and then he contracted the virus from one of his son, and
Mm.
then he had the virus, and then he stayed with us for like 3 to 4 weeks, and then it's like on the
He didn't
last
make it.
particular week he didn't, and then he and then the doctor said we need to call the family now, so we had to call the family,
Oh,
and then the wife came, and then all of a sudden she just said, oh, you know that I love you. And then I just like
oh my God.
went for a breakdown as well because it was so hard. Like you
Yeah,
experience a lot of like dead people every now and then on that particular,
I
especially the
see.
second wave. It was so difficult on the second wave, like the battleground, as I've said again, so difficult. Like you need to look after them, and then you're gonna have like patients wherein their blood pressure will just gonna drop down all of a sudden, and then
All of a
some will just
sudden.
gonna go yeah, and then some
Mm,
will just gonna go for some cardiac arrest as well. And then
Oh my God.
after you've done your post-mortem care, after you send the patient into the after you
more.
send your patient to the morgue, and then right away you're gonna have another patient.
Mhm.
So
Oh
it's
shit.
difficult. Yeah. So it was so difficult back then. However, if you have to compare again how it's being handled in the Philippines, it's
Yeah.
different. Like, and then there's still we're still so lucky here because you don't have to you didn't need to take care of the bills. Everything is like it's for free. I remember
Right.
we had this like
Yeah.
we had this one patient wherein he stayed for us for like 2 to 3 months, I guess. Yeah, two months. He didn't pay for
Okay.
anything. It's for free.
He
Yeah.
survived. This
He
patient.
survived though. Yeah.
Oh wow.
He
What a huge blessing that is, right?
Mm.
Yeah,
I can't imagine like doing that video call thingy with the dying patient, right? And then of course the patient is on the verge of death, so the patient must be unconscious or something, right?
Mm.
yeah, they have to
Well,
turn
the hardest
they have
part
to
in
turn
their
off the
shift
ventilator.
usually is you really have to become the extension of the family. You really have to
I
hold
see.
the hand of the dying patient, and you really have to give the comfort as much as you can, regardless of how you're feeling. Actually, it's breaking actually with looking at how they are in the bed, and
I see. I
more so
see.
holding their hand and just waiting for their last breath. It was a bit of, as I've said earlier, it was emotionally traumatizing because it
Yeah.
actually takes you out of what you already have in there for that shift, and then by the end of the shift you're way out, like totally you're out of
Yeah.
whatever you have in your bucket. Your patience and all that has already been really used up all for that. That's the very reason why I think most of us, everyone all over the world who has happened to what the battle is, the
Yeah.
very trial part there is to become the family member of that patient who
Oh
doesn't have
shit.
anyone with them during their
Oh wow.
last minutes. So it was pretty
Yeah.
much, especially
And
for
then
us who are in A, those ones who are coming in, lalo na, especially the elderly ones, those people who are very much aged, coming from nursing home, care homes, and all that. They come with this red paper. That's what we call them, red paper. That means their
the
DNAR,
tap form, yeah,
resuscitate
tap form,
paper.
yeah.
Yeah. So there are people who comes in with that, and then with that said, of course, we do not. As soon as their heart stops, we already have the paper that says do not resuscitate. So
Mhm.
somehow, even with that paper, you still have to respect that patient and give the best care that you can give until such time
Mhm.
that they say that's it, that's the best thing that we can do, and you just have to fought your tears back because you're just going to be
Mhm.
watching them dying, and that's what's the hardest
Yeah.
part. And we
Mhm.
couldn't get them to ITU, Geno's
Yeah.
area, because then again they are already given as to the maximum
Yeah.
care that they can take. So it's a bit
Yeah.
harsh to say,
Yeah.
but that's one very common thing here in the UK. As soon as you reach a certain age and you have all this kind of medical history, medical condition, they do give you the option to decide whether you want to be resuscitated when your heart
Or,
stops or not. And
Mhm.
with that, whenever you go to the hospital, that paper comes with you, and it shouldn't be disregarded because that's a document that we always find, especially in our area. The moment they are being taken out from the ambulance, the first thing
Mhm.
that we ask, do they have the red form? Because then
Yeah, I
again,
see.
their
The
heart
red
stops and
form.
you start jumping on them, then we're going to be legally trialed for it.
I see.
mhm.
So
I like
it's a
that
legal
term. You start
document.
jumping on them. I see.
Yeah,
So when the heart stops, you do not resuscitate. I
that's it.
see.
We
Oh
just
my
give them
God.
the best comfort. We just make them comfortable as much as we can, and just wait for it for the last breath. And I've seen
I
a lot of
see.
people who happens to expire during my shift. So a bit.
I
Yeah,
see.
it's difficult as well. Like in my case, we have this moment wherein my colleagues, they're just gonna say to the doctors like he or she's declaring himself, and when they said that one, it's just like the patient's just like he's
I
dying.
see.
Yeah, we call
Okay.
it because no matter what you do, like you're gonna increase the oxygen, you do this, you have to filter the patient as well. They're gonna
Mhm.
go for some dialysis, and then still the patient is not improving, and then they'll just say, oh,
I see.
he's declaring himself, and then that's it.
Oh,
That's the end of your care.
okay.
So you just have to
I
do
see.
what's yeah, you just have to do what's best. And then I just realized as well during the COVID times, we're in, isn't it? We experience a lot of deaths to our patients. And then I just keep it to myself. Like I don't really share much
Oh.
what I have experienced in the unit. And
Mhm.
then after like 4 months, I started to have like panic attacks. And then
I see.
I had a point where I need to talk to one of my cousin who is a psychologist, and then she just told me that whatever you have experienced, you need to share. You need
I
to talk to someone.
see.
Otherwise, it will gonna the thing is, if you keep those experiences and you didn't share, it will gonna come
Yeah.
up like it will gonna go for like some sort of like a symptom. So you need to share if you
Oh,
have
I see.
experienced those traumatic events in your life,
Oh my
and that's what
God.
I've learned.
Okay.
And then I need to like distress as well. Not really
Right.
drinking, but you need to like travel, and
So
then
that's why you took up cycling. That was
I
COVID,
yeah.
right? I see.
So it's kind of deep.
Wow.
Yeah.
So nice. Um, how's the situation now? I mean, you're at the verge of hitting herd immunity as far as I know, right?
Mm.
Yes, but sad to say, the health team officials as well as our prime minister, our uncle Boris, is
Mhm. Yeah,
very, very. I can't put right words into it, but somehow they're deciding to lift the protocols that we're having actually at the moment, and we're
You
still
don't agree
dealing
with that
with the new variant of COVID, which is the Delta
variant?
The Delta variant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
yeah,
we have increasing numbers, and yet they're deciding that on the 19th of July that they're lifting all these,
I
social
see.
distancing and all that. And it's just a bit of exhausting to think about of what's gonna happen if we're gonna have a third wave, and we haven't even
I see.
rested at all. Diba, Sergio? No, we haven't rested
Mm.
at all. We're
We just
Yeah,
still
started.
about to, yeah, we're now again looking into a possibility of having a third wave because of the
Third wave. Yeah.
new variant. So
And we don't know if we can
worried
still gonna cope
worried.
up with that.
hmm I
Exactly.
I gotta ask you guys, like, how was the Pfizer effect on you? Because I've had my first dose of Pfizer.
Mm.
So
Pfizer.
what should I? Yeah, yeah.
Pfizer. Yeah, I got my.
What am I gonna expect for the second dose? Because the first dose, I didn't. I mean, it was just a sore arm, and that was it.
Well,
How
well,
was?
they
Yeah.
say when you have the Pfizer, you've been chipped. So when you scan your arm, you're gonna have the chip there.
Oh my God, that's so high tech. Like, I'm gonna pass
That's
through
a
a
That's
posh.
scanner. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll
just
pass through a scanner in like an airport or a mall, and then it's gonna go like Pfizer, Pfizer. But how was the effect on you? Like, did you like? Because I've had some nurses who took Astra and we
Yeah.
fell
The
ill.
first. Yeah.
Mm.
The first shot, I didn't have any
Mhm.
untoward effect from the vaccine, but on the second one, I did have a fever. So the one
Okay.
thing is, if you have your vaccination, then you're having a ship as well. You can call for oxygen, and then they will just gonna charge it for like
Mm.
I don't know the term for that, but then in our hospital, if you call off sick because you had your vaccine, they're just gonna say it's part of it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I mean.
I, all right. Okay. It's not gonna be an issue.
It's not an issue at all because
I see.
you're trying to make yourself like you're trying to look after yourself as well. So
Right.
yeah.
How about you, Giselle? How was the
uh
effect on
my
you?
mm, during it was my first vaccination that I had the symptoms actually. All the expected
Mm,
symptoms came out on
Mm.
me except the rashes. I had fever, I had rigors, I had chills and all that. But then if you take
Mhm.
regularly the paracetamol, it's gonna come down anyway. But they had to give me a few days off because I developed the
Mm.
symptoms, which is expected from any vaccination anyway.
Mhm. How
But the
long did that
second
run
dose,
for?
it only stayed for me for like about 48 hours.
I see.
And that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, but the
Okay.
soreness and the tenderness of the arm, it is natural. So people who are
Mhm.
thinking about this could be a side effect, no, it's not. And it's actually an expected one. So they don't have to think about.
Okay.
The second dose, though, I've never had anything at all, like
I see.
nothing at all. Just like
Okay.
that. It's okay.
All right. So for the first one, I just had a sore arm, so I gotta be ready for the second one, right? Like,
you have to
okay,
take paracetamol. You have to take your paracetamol first, like
Yes.
4 hours
I see.
before your yeah.
Prophylactics. So just take
Really?
paracetamol just before you take the vaccine, and
Before?
then
Okay.
yeah, and then again take another one after what 6 hours, and then continue that for
Okay.
the next 24 hours, just so for you not to develop any fever at all.
I see. You know, whenever that happens, like I'm thinking of the essays. Like, oh my god, I gotta check the essays.
But you
Oh my
have to
god,
think about yourself first.
yeah, like I'm gonna. take care of myself in bed, checking essays. Oh my God, the COVID part. It was so, I had a, I have a student, Chet. Like, first time Birmingham, she arrived Feb. And that was the
Mhm.
point where it was just about to explode, right? Like in the UK, it was March, right?
It was
March,
March.
everything,
Yes,
March,
March.
everything went crazy, right?
Mhm.
There.
Yeah, lockdowns. They
Like
started
they
like
had
no, yeah,
20, she
March.
worked in a care home. They had 20 patients. 10 of them died in a series of a few days. There was just this infestation all around the care home. And then, like,
Mhm.
she was having nightmares. Like, she would sleep with the lights on. She couldn't sleep. I mean,
Mhm.
wow. I mean, patients she grew attached to, and then all of a sudden, they're gone. Wow.
Mm. It could actually
Huh.
give you the nightmares and the trauma, seeing what could happen and what is actually happening in
Mhm.
very in front of your eyes. It's really is traumatizing.
Yeah. Wow. I
Mm.
couldn't imagine how that felt, right? Like, we were just at home, right? Watching Netflix.
That's why I couldn't
Okay.
believe people who doesn't believe the COVID is real. It's still
Yeah.
it's annoying to think about them ignoring already the picture of what's happening.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. All right. We're gonna come to the final question, and this question is for the sake of all the students who are deep in the IELTS, the rigors of the IELTS regimen. So I think we lost Gino for a while. Anyway, go ahead, Ma'am Giselle. Uh, any tips for the students who are going through this?
My number one tip
Because
there
you
would
went through it as well, right? Yeah.
oh the very first there is to never give up. If you really want the dream to come in the UK, in the first world country, you never give up. You don't have the right at all to give up. Just try and push yourself harder to really absorb what is the best thing for you to be able to get yourself into getting that band 7. But obviously
Mhm.
now you can get the 6.5, but it doesn't matter. 7 is
Yeah.
still the main goal, so that which whatever happens, you're gonna still have the band 7. So yeah, try, and of course make yourself uh, gain the confidence by talking to people who has experience on it, and asking for some advices, especially with the expertise of Sir Juni. This is not this is not to just uplift Sir Juni, but yeah, he has the edge of giving the students
Yeah. Could
the
you like repeat the last phrase?
I'm not paid for it. I'm not paid to say
Okay.
that part.
I'm gonna
But
send you
Sir
some
Juni has
banggit.
actually, to be honest, this comes
Mhm.
from my heart, Sir Juni, huh? From my heart,
Mhm.
huh? Mm. No, no.
Thanks, man.
He
Yeah.
really did help a lot with regards to that, getting your focus on to what is really needed, what is really needed to be corrected, and what's need to be excelled on. So it is really, you are really in a very capable hands when I say that. And by merely saying that, as
Mm.
soon as you finish everything with all of whatever is in the Philippines, once you come here, I can obviously say to this to everyone who's going to be listening, UK is the best place to go after all those sufferings.
I see. Yeah, I hear a lot of good things about the UK. The Brits themselves, they're great people. Would you admit, man? The
Oh
Brits are
yes, yes,
great people. Yeah.
they do. They're very. I'm surprised actually that they're very grateful, especially to Filipinos. They're very close to Filipinos. They tend to adopt some of the Filipino foods and language. So I have
They
some
do.
colleagues are who are from different countries, but they happen to acknowledge
Yeah.
the Filipino traits. So yes, they are. It's a
I'm
good
so
place.
happy. Yeah, Gino's back. Okay.
I'm
Hi,
back.
sir.
Yeah.
Wait. I'm gonna go into Gino first, like the final tips, and then I have one final question after that. So Gino,
Mhm.
like in your case, like you were traveling Baguio to Pangasinan. That's like an hours,
2 hours. Yeah.
two hours,
Yeah. Roughly
yeah,
two
two
hours, 2 to 3
hours
hours.
ride, right?
Mhm.
Like waiting for the bus to leave, and then finally the bus leaves, and then it's stopping all over.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
not systematic. Yeah.
How
Not at
did you
all.
yeah, how did you manage to squeeze in that time? That's a
I
problem with people with work. You're busy with your community work. How did you manage it?
mhm. I think it's just you just have to what your your goals in life is. Your
Mm,
goals, like
yeah.
in my case back then, as I've said, I took the example like 3 times and I couldn't make it, and then it's just about how you manage to like time management as well at the same time. And then,
Mhm.
as I always say to my colleagues here as well, that time I read this book. I couldn't remember now the it says something about grit. So if you're like really into it, and then you just have to work hard for
Oh,
it as well.
grit, Grit. Yeah, grit.
Yeah. So that's my one of my, should I say, my weapons in my arsenal,
Yeah,
I should say.
that's a nice
So
word, grit.
yeah, all you need is grit, I guess. So that's what I work hard for it. Like I really had to focus on it. You have to do your part as well. Just
Mhm.
because you're like enrolled in a like before the J Rose
Yeah,
doesn't mean that
Jails. Yeah.
it's not a guarantee that you're gonna pass right away. So
Okay.
you have to do your thing as well. You have to do your assignment. So you you work hard for it. Like you have to maximize your time as well. You need
Mm.
to manage, especially if you're working. So
Yeah.
that's what I did, and it works for me. So
Yeah,
and you have to find the balance as well.
I see. There was a point when you didn't know what was going on, like you were stuck, as you said, right? I'm stuck. I'm
Yeah.
stuck with this.
What's
So it's a
going
good
on
thing you
with my
never
writing?
gave. Yeah,
Yeah.
what's going on? What's
Like
what do I
there was
need to
this
do?
yeah, there was this one phrase in a song like you did your best, but it seems like your best wasn't good enough.
Yeah, yeah,
Have you heard
yeah,
of it? Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
That
and
song.
then I met you. You taught me these things that needs to be done. Like you have a structure and how to do it. Like I remember the triple tap, the kill,
Yeah,
those
the
things.
triple tap. Yeah, we talked
Yeah,
about that one. So like that was like a triple kill, right? Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a nice. That was a solid structure, right? The triple tap.
it was
Yeah,
actually, but very interesting structure, to be honest.
yeah, really nice to write. Yeah, I
Mhm.
see. It's a good thing, Gina. You never like stopped. I
yeah.
mean,
As
for
you've
somebody
told me
else, they
before.
could have just given up.
Yeah, you need to have that Draymond Green in you all the time. You
The what? The
remember
what?
the Draymond Green mentality.
Dream on
That's-
green.
yeah, you can't remember him
Okay.
anymore. You know that player from Golden State Warriors.
The NBA player.
The Draymond Green mentality. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it. Draymond Green. What a great player, team
Yeah.
player.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's
my
not that
favorite
good in
Steph.
play. Yeah, he's not that good in playing basketball, but he's just like his mentality in like winning it's different. Like
Yeah,
all or
really
nothing,
great.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
really great team player, Draymond Green. Yeah.
yeah. That's what I
Uh
did.
okay. All right. And so, what does the future now hold? Giselle, what does the future now hold? Where is Giselle Joy Odenshaw headed to? What is the next 5 years? Come on,
Oh
Giselle.
well, in the next 5 years, I can say that by that time, and hopefully by then, we are Sergino. Say yes to this. We are British passport holder by then.
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
5 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah. So
see.
we just need 2 more
I have
years
like
instead. Just
I
two
have
more
more.
years, and then we're gonna have our permanent
Yeah,
residency.
I
Yeah.
need two
And
more years,
then,
and then we can get
oh,
Imagine,
in.
sir.
wow.
It's
Yes.
been a
Imagine
while.
that. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. And then, like, it was just like yesterday when you were in class, like struggling, like
Struggling.
working hard, like sacrificing, and like
Yeah, I do.
yeah, going
So
sleepless nights. Yeah,
yeah,
like I see. Okay, and then a year after, that's going to be citizenship, correct?
Citizenship. Yeah.
yes.
Oh wow. Okay. Shit, I gotta be somewhere by that time.
See?
Okay, that's what you call the what do you call that thing? The permanent resident thing, permanent residency. They call it
Definite leave
something
to
else.
remain. Indefinite leave to remain.
Indefinite
That one.
leave to
Definitely.
remain.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after a year, you're gonna have that British passport as well. And then you
Yes.
can
Okay.
travel anywhere you want.
Exactly.
Oh,
Without the need for visa. Oh God.
Yeah.
yeah, and you have your Pfizer shots. Like you can go anywhere. Right?
Uh-huh. That's
How
so that's the best
inspiring.
part of this journey.
Sir, for the record, we're not trying to like say Pfizer is the best vaccine here. It's
Oh
just
yes,
that
please.
so
No,
yeah, it so
no,
happened
no,
that
no.
we're not bragging about Pfizer here, okay? It's just that it's just Pfizer that
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what we have, yeah.
yeah, yeah. For the record, I want to say Pfizer is the best. Yeah, I'm so happy I got that, right? Like you don't really know what you're gonna get. And then when you get there, like, oh shit, oh my god, get Pfizer. Yay. Okay. With a little help. Yeah. Okay, so thanks guys. Thanks for this very inspirational talk from people in the UK. Yeah. I'm gonna see you guys. Maybe give it a year, right?
Give it a year. Why not this December then?
Uh,
You have to experience winter here as well.
oh, I wanna stay there like when it's summer. I wanna go there when it's summer, so I won't, and then maybe I'll stay up to the winter, something like that.
Mhm.
Start with the now. Start coming in during the springtime.
Yeah, maybe the springtime. Yeah, that's when I'm gonna come
Yes,
in.
because that's when everything is turning very colorful, and then you're gonna have to
Oh,
you're gonna be enjoying the difference of the environment as in
I
general.
see. Okay, springtime it is. So sometime March, right? March, April.
Mhm.
March,
March,
April,
April.
yeah.
Okay. And then towards the summer, I'm gonna call on all the students and I'm gonna say, I'm in London. Come over here. We're gonna have a big
Yeah,
party. Yeah. We're
Yeah,
gonna
we could do that,
celebrate.
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and then we're gonna record this thing and we're gonna put it on YouTube and like we're gonna show our vaccine shots and
We're gonna compare our
you have to call
vaccine
it the
shots.
Dreamcatchers.
Yeah,
yeah,
Dreamcatchers.
yeah,
Dreamcatchers.
Yes.
yeah, the Dreamcatchers. Like we're gonna have that big banner in front, and then all of you are gonna give a talk, and like everything's gonna be on record. We're gonna make this happen. It's gonna be in the rooftop of a building in London, and
It has to be, it has to be, it has to be.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I really have plans to doing that because like we gotta see each other because life is short, right? And
Yes.
yeah, you
Yeah.
guys, I mean, I'm so impressed. You're so heroic. Like we were just at home and we were just in the front lines, right? Wow. Thanks, guys. So, everybody, that's the end of our interview, and I hope you picked up a lesson or two from these incredible students who went through the grind and are now living the dream. Living the
Ooh.
dream.
Living the dream. Money.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's not
living the
OPA.
dream. Yeah, and then like you have finally achieved economic liberation, work equality, work-life balance in a beautiful country where you're so respected. And that's because you really bled like sweat and tears for the IELTS. Let
Yeah.
this be an
Yeah.
example to all the students right now. It's like all the hardships that you're going through, you're gonna reap it all someday by living the dream. So inspiring.
Yeah. Just never give up.
Never give up. Yeah.
Never give up.
Great.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
give up,
Never
I
give up.
guess.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. What nice stories that these two people, they actually didn't get it in their first go, right? And they just persevered and they just remained dedicated, stuck to their vision. And now that vision is real. So thanks again for joining everybody, and watch out for more interviews. And before I forget, I keep forgetting. Don't forget to click like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And feel free to let us know what other interviews are you'd like us to do. Because the next ones we're gonna be interviewing the band 8 speakers. Giselle was band 8 and speaking herself. Gina was band 7 and speaking herself.
Mhm.
There. And so for the next round, we're gonna interview two girls. Both scored the band 8 in speaking. One of them is
Wow.
actually already, yeah. One of them is. I think we're getting the hang of the speaking because more and more people are scoring really high. Yeah. So it's not just this writing now; it's also the speaking. So again, thank you, Giselle, Joy,
Thank you
Oda, and
very
Shal,
much. Thank you so
soon to
much for
be
inviting
married.
us. Thank
Thank
Yeah,
you
thank
for
you for
you.
joining
inviting
us.
us.
And Gino Manisha, of course. Thanks, Gino.
Thank you, sir. You're welcome.
Okay. Don't leave yet. Bye, everybody.